Hello, I'm BMillzebub, and welcome to my channel. As humans, I think we're prone to experiencing hate on some level or another. Not that hate on any level is really justified or even productive, but human nature is human nature. Although I would suggest balking at aspects of our nature that are harmful. Today, I want to talk about some of the types of Christians I hated back when I was a Christian.
And if you ask me, our days are numbered, falling one by one. It seems to me somewhere we blundered with blind faith and trust.
Number one, Christians who use their Christianity to justify their hate or bigotry. So we're starting off with a pretty big dose of irony because there were a lot of people I used my Christianity to justify hating. Fortunately for me, I don't think I could ever actually call myself racist, but that didn't really stop me from making racist jokes. That I'm honestly not sure where that came from. Probably who I was hanging out with at the time, but I don't think that I could use my Christianity to justify, or I don't think I ever did use my Christianity to justify that. But people in the GSRM community, yeah, they were on the receiving end quite a bit at the time. But I wouldn't have called it hate back then, you know. But I mean, I was sorely misguided back then. I didn't believe they deserved civil or equal rights, and I used my Christianity to justify that at the time. But again, I'd have denied it up and down that it was hatred, even though it was. But I hated the people who used their faith to justify their hatred and bigotry because I didn't want to have to face my own that I was in denial of having. Number two, Christians who prayed loudly and publicly. I really did not like these people at all. I was a Matthew 6:5 kind of Christian. The verse that says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full." I was the Christian kid that you'd have seen quietly praying before eating their lunch in school, with actually my hands under the table even. So I wasn't making a show of it, nor was I being obnoxious about it. At the time, I believed you should pray before and thank God before you ate. So even though I was praying publicly, I kept more to the spirit of the verse than some of the Christians you see making a spectacle of themselves, shouting into a megaphone in the street. Number three, Christians who act like their Christianity put them on the moral high ground. We've got another dose of irony here on number three because this is something I would do regularly. I like to make believe that because I was Catholic, I had the moral high ground. Because I followed the one true religion out of the thousands being followed. But then I'd turn around and admonish other Christians or whatever other religious belief I came across for thinking they had the moral high ground. That shit was mine. Big difference between me now and then, I guess, because now I'm open to the idea that I could be morally in the wrong. Number four, the oppression Olympian. Don't get me wrong, I did my fair share of this too. It's hard to be a Christian that takes their Christianity seriously and not participate in the oppression Olympics. But the idea that a group of people who make up about 70% of the population across pretty much all demographics is somehow oppressed, it's laughable at its best moments. But we hear it constantly from so many Christians. Somehow they're terribly oppressed despite being able to openly believe, wear obviously Christian apparel and accessories, pray publicly, sometimes through a megaphone in the street. But no, they're oppressed. Give me a break. And last but not least, number five, Christians who say other Christians aren't really Christians. These were probably my least favorite kind of Christian. The ones that love to throw around the not a true Christian line. I may have said that other forms of Christianity got a lot wrong frequently while I was still Catholic, but at the very least, I never said they weren't actually Christian. I always knew that no matter how strong my own convictions were, it was not my place to invalidate the beliefs of another. If someone said they were a Christian, I accepted it. I may have thought their beliefs were misguided since they weren't the ones I believed to be the most true, but I never tried to invalidate their belief that they were a Christian. At least as far as I can remember. We are talking about a religion I left over a decade ago now. It's been quite some time since I left that part of my life far behind me. What about the rest of you, though? If you were Christian and aren't anymore, what kind of Christian did you not like when you were part of the faith? That'll do it for this one, though. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. If you feel so inclined to help me out, consider supporting me over on Patreon, where I have monthly patron-only live streams, or consider getting me something from my Amazon wishlist. Every little bit helps, and every little bit is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, linked below, to keep up with all my comings and goings, and join my Discord for a chance to talk to yours truly. Take it easy, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.